would now like to open up the panel discussion, and Jacob, stay online, but let's also invite two more guests. Peeter Raamat, head of the technical department at Baltic Workboats, welcome. And Robert Wittback, project and sales manager at Metz Technology. I also have here in the studio with me Erno Tenhunen, the director of marine business line in Danfoss Editron, and Philipp Fedorov, senior sales manager from Editron. Welcome all. Before we start, I'll just remind our viewers that use the message board for asking questions, and if you're watching us from Teams Live, there is a link again on the screen that you need to put on your web browser to access the message board. Thank you. Okay, let's start. I would actually like to ask the opening question to our guest that just joined. You have now had the opportunity to test the eCalculator tool before it's even officially been launched, and we would all like to hear your first view of experience of trying it out. Peeter, would you like to start telling your...
Yes. Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to be the first one of the first ones to try out the eCalculator. I must say that the tool, it looks great. It has a user-friendly interface and automatic functions with hints making the tool easy to be used, especially also for the users with not so much experience with similar systems or Danfoss equipment. The system is like described before. It's updating in live and gives the user a feedback about the needed hardware, and in this is allowing the users to play around with different concepts. So yes, in general it looks a good tool for everyone.
Thank you, and nice to see you, by the way. Robert, what about you? Well, how was your first experience with the tool?
Yes, I will also thank you for the opportunity to test this tool. And I would say it's rather easy to use, and it gives you a very efficient way of trying out the different system solutions in a very smooth way. And perhaps it may also reach a wider audience, like ship owners, for example, that they can try out the solutions and see the system. So that's very good, I think.
Great, thank you. I think we all thought it was really interesting to hear Jacob describing a situation where he was using the tool. Peeter, do you have any example, or could you think of an example or situation where the tool would be helping you in your work?
Definitely, yes. For a shipyard and the integrator, I would say that the main help of the tool would be during the initial design and also in a concept brainstormings. It will allow us to build a wanted solution and share it with Danfoss. So in the end, we are all able to have the same project in front of us and modify the same solution or same project. So it saves time and it's really good feature.
Robert, do you want to comment, or anyone else?
I definitely agree with Peter, and more or less we can use the tool in our daily work with the sales and also in the beginning of the engineering process.
I would be interested to hear, Jacob, who do you think is the most potential user for this tool?
Well, from my perspective, I want to push it. Now I speak strictly Volvo Penta, right? And that because this is my safe zone. I would like to put it out on our dealer networks with people with less experience, but and to customers with also that experience. I want them to use the tool to start the conversation. I see it has a very big potential of helping beginners in this transformation. So I think that is where it should be the most. I assume that naval architects, which I am one myself, but not in this field, I think they might have the skills already. They have acquired it, but in the sales chain, it makes a lot of sense.
I believe that was how we also thought when we started. Erno, do you want to comment on that? Who do you see the most potential user? Or
I would say that maybe how I see is that the tool will be used for the vessel concept design phase in order to cut the whole design process from the very beginning of the vessel design in order to materialize what the electric system will be. So I would say that the whole chain from the naval architects, from shipyards, integrators, as well as our own use, that is also important, because we are going to use the same tool with some extensions, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's think about getting started with the tool. Philipp, would you like to elaborate what kind of basic data one needs from the project to get started?
Yeah, we basically need the initial data about the power plant design ideas, also the propulsion system basic configuration. Maybe also the vessel sailing profile is good to have. And based on this data, we are able already to make the initial draft design of the concept within the eCalculator tool. And that helps us to start communication or continue communication with the customers on the more detailed design of the whole concept.
Yes. Any comments from the customer side? Peter, do you agree? Or do you...
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I mean, the main information, you need to have the input data to start with.
Robert, did you find it difficult to get started or...
No, it was rather easy. But if you want to do it manually, I think it's very important that you have done correct energy measurements before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But then also you can have the automatic thing, and the program will help you with that.
Right. Well, as you all know, our goal was to be able to automate several engineering tasks related to vessel electrical design. And Erno, I would like to ask you first that what does the tool do automatically, and can you estimate how much engineering work the automation spares?
Okay, maybe if I will explain from our own internal point of view. So in practice, the tool itself will do the technical concept design for the electric system, what typically our engineers are doing in a sales phase. But I would say that when you have an overall picture about the power plant and propulsion, so this mysterious black box, what is in between, the tool will solve everything what's inside and makes also the dimensioning in automated way, in a way that it's always correctly dimensioned. And that's very important. So the outcome will be a correctly dimensioned system with all the components. That's really a big improvement. So the work what we have been doing typically, or any system integrator, this is the job what actually now the ship owner or naval architect can do very easily. So overall vessel design process from the electrical side, we can cut that time actually to a few hours in some cases.
How does that sound like, Robert? Cutting down a lot of work into hours, or like Jacob said, almost 15 minutes. Does that sound good for you?
That's perfect, of course.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Anyone else want to comment on that automation and the expectations for that?
Well, I can add that the example that I showed with the CTV customer, it is that was after I gave me the training. That was my first time using the tool. So in terms of generating the bill of material, as we call it, automatically, it really gave value to the meeting. And since it was the first time I used it, it tells how easy it is to use.
That's great. That's great. I think we all know that digitalization will bring a lot of benefits, and this is a good example of using that. In the tool, we have created basic templates for various type of vessels to make the dimensioning even faster. So, Philipp, do you find that helpful, or where do you see the benefits in that?
Yes, vessels are usually grouped with the functionalities, but they are also having quite common features of the system, propulsion system designs which are common only for this vessel type. So when I do the design for one certain vessel type, and then I have a new project starting for the similar design, I can really use the existing projects which I have made before to use them in the new designs for the similar types. So it makes my life a little bit easier. I can shorten the process of the making the quote and the design of the propulsion system by using this kind of features. So it's very useful and helpful feature in the tool.
Yes, so basically this function of saving project is actually available for all users. If you are registered user, then you can save your projects and come back to that. Did you find that helpful and useful when using it?
Yes, I certainly did.
You kind of create a project history, I would say, after some time, and then can copy and start again. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of potential new users listening in today and waiting for their chance to get to try the tool. I would like everyone to think about some recommendation or tips for the new users. Erno, do you want to start?
Yes, maybe. I think the most important thing when you start to use a new tool, whatever tool, is always how easy it is actually to use. And our main aim was that it will be easy to use, even those who are not electrical engineers. So when let's say one of the main customers will be, of course, naval architects. So it has to be easy in order to improve the design process itself. So I would say when we are talking about this kind of digital tool, then that's like a main thing. Then what is also important is that we have internal support for all customers and partners. And if there will be some issues when customers are using this tool, then they have a channel to contact us and get some support. But of course, this is not the way how we want to train everybody. So we are going to, or there will be actually already scheduled training sessions in a different time zones in order to make it easier to start to use these tools. And every customer and who are participating in this event right now will get invitation to and capability to select the one which suits to them.
Great, that's good to hear. Philipp, what is your recommendation or tip for the users?
And I could add also to the Erno's proposal that the contact us button could be used also to contact us for example, budgetary quotation and budget discussion and further discussion of the details of the system and then coming to the next stage of the project. So that could be a good idea as well.
Yes, so even if the tool is online, we still have support. We still want you to contact us and we'll be happy to work with you. What about Jacob? What is do you have any recommendation for the new users or any tips?
no, it's just to jump into it because you can't make any mistakes. It is so easy to address a project and figure it out. I have made bad configurations, but I'm being told that it don't work, and the next time it does work.
Does it tell you when it's a bad calculation? You said you made bad ones.
It has told me that either my genset or your electric motor doesn't exist.
Okay.
And that is part of the automation process, which I find so fantastically smart, that it calculates things for me.
Exactly.
I'm barely making the sketch, and you guys make the grid.
Right. Good. It's collaboration. What about Robert? Did you make any bad calculations when starting?
Yes, I did.
Any tips?
But just use it and you will learn.
What about Peter? Any recommendations?
Yeah, there's not much to add, but I will say the same, that the tool is really easy to use and user-friendly. So just take your time, try it out, and yeah, there is all those automatic functions with help hints are helping the first users.
Great. Okay. Were there any surprises, anyone, when you started using the tool, or any learnings about the system architecture that you hadn't known before? So did you learn by doing something new?
Yeah, maybe
Philipp.
colleagues.
If I may.
Yeah, please.
As you have all figured out now, and Danfoss certainly knows, I am not an electrical engineer. And this tool has made me Google more, has made me ask more questions. So I am starting my own transformation towards becoming an electrical engineer. And in my work, that is exceptionally important.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyone else? Philipp, you were going to say?
Yes, I had one idea that we all actually used our self-made tools before, and I personally, as an engineer, always dreamed about something digital, something to have in the web for the same purposes. And I'm very happy to see this a dream come true, and we are able to make the systems, electrical systems, in the web.
Exactly, and taking it away from Excel to what the front end now looks like, and getting the professional-looking single-line drawing, I think, or diagram is a big plus, a big bonus.
And we are able now to use the all modern functionalities like SharePoint, share the information, have the same screens on the pictures on the screens, and all this. This is brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also very much like the idea that you come forward to the fact that it is not product-based the same way as you normally see. It is what do you need, right? It is customer-centric.
Yes.
And then the system is calculating whatever the customer needs or solution.
That's a very good point, but that was actually the thinking from the beginning, that we tried to sit in the customer's bench, even though it was a sales tool. And of course, the background is based on what our sales engineers are using, but we wanted to make it so easy that a customer can use it without the same experience. And that's really a key thing.
Yeah, maybe I could say a word. Jacob was referring to that naval architect become an electrical engineer, and maybe from the other angle, now when there is actually this feature that you put the road data, the needed power and so forth, so it also gives us to become more a naval architect, which is also quite nice. So it also improves our capability as electrical engineers to understand the needs from the ship design point of view, and that's really important.
So we are also learning about our customers and
absolutely
the challenges they have, and that's really good. Before we go to the Q&A session. If you missed anything, was there any functionality that you were hoping? I think the project team is listening, so you can make a wish for development or something for the next version.
Yes. I don't know if that is in the final version, but the connection to the eCalculator, that would be a very nice feature.
Yes, I can maybe answer directly that is, we are working on that. So currently you have to take the configuration, take the components to eCalculator, but we are working on automation also between the projects. So once you are happy with the project, you can just take it automatically to the eCalculator. Hopefully we can launch that functionality in short time. Anyone else? Any further development?
Yes. From shipyard perspective, I would say that it would be good to have more technical information, such as weight, sizing, efficiencies, coolant, auxiliary power requirements, and it would be great to have also a one-button press documentation download.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
So in practice, the need truly is to get all the electrical design data using this tool only by pressing the button. Is it so?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Obviously, Volvo Penta is a special beast because we don't have any genset or any propeller. So being this special customer, I would like a feature where the user could have a standard library of components, not only Danfoss components, but our own components. And that would apply for many other companies than Volvo Penta as well.
I think that's a great vision for further development. We need to have another meeting about that. But let's take some questions from the audience, and we still have time, so if you want to use the message board and send us questions, please do that. First question, does the eCalculator also give an indication on weight of the system and effects when changing the configuration? Less or more batteries, for example, or the weight on genset? Does it also give an indication of space required for the system? Philipp, do you want to start?
Yes, I think the space required for the system is very well defined in the eCalculator tool. And as Nina said, that we are working on this unifying both tools together, then our customers will be able to see the initial equipment inside the vessel with the 3D format that's looking very nicely and is showing the understanding of the allocation of equipment within the general arrangement of the vessel. And the weight and date and the main characteristics of the equipment are still available with our data sheets, which are in the Danfoss Editron web. But we need to think how to make this more automatic and make the downloading of the technical specifications related to the particular projects in the eCalculator tool. That's a great idea.
Great. I think that answered the question. Then we have a question about the data privacy. How is that handled in the eCalculator, and who has access to the data and designs?
Yeah.
Should I try that one? Yeah, that's a very good question. When you are using the tool without registering, nothing is saved. So basically that answers the data protection. But if you signed up, if you register your own account, you can save your projects, you can come back and work on those projects afterwards, then it's you as a user own that content. But of course, as a Danfoss Editron, as the license owner of the tool, we have all the IPR rights for the tool. But it will make it easier for our customers and our sales to connect, because you can save, you can share the projects with the sales. And like Philipp said, we definitely encourage you to send us a contact note or take a contact at least at some point when you are planning the projects. And the tool is only using Danfoss Editron components at the moment. So it's all our IPR. Erno, do you want to comment on that?
Yes, in practice, the design is based on our knowledge. So
Yes.
in practice, the IPR belongs to Danfoss, but of course the customer have right to use it. So we have been using our knowledge about the electric systems and built this tool based on that.
Yes. Yeah. So the calculations, the components, everything is based on our assets or
Yes.
knowledge. Yes. Then we have a comment here. Also in Editron Marine Sales, we will have benefits from using the tool, as we in this way at early budget phase can show an easy and understandable way to the system structure, space and weight needs at the vessel. That was someone from our team looking at it. Actually, I don't have more questions from the audience at this point, which is surprising. Usually we run out of time with a lot of questions from the audience, but maybe this time we had such a good presentation from Jacob that it explained a lot, probably answered some of the questions. We still have a little bit of time, so would any one of you like to share an idea how you're gonna, what is your next step with the tool? Are you have any plans, projects that you're gonna start with the tool?
Well, I have a plot. Following this conversation, I have a vessel, a shipyard, which is asking for a diesel electric propulsion. And since I can choose between many different gensets, I'm going to make at least 4 proposals to the shipyard before lunch to start the talk.
Okay. I have one more new question here. Is it possible as an integrator or shipyard to choose parts from a configuration or only the complete package? Philipp?
Yeah, so the tool itself gives you the full list of parts have been used during the design, and you are free to pick the parts which are needed for you for your project and use them, because also tool have, for example, very nice feature of the selected the electrical machine based on the torque, power, RPM characteristics. This is usually quite oftenly asked questions from us. What is the exactly machine type needed for this kind of application? And then within this tool, you are able actually to, at some point, for example, focus on only on the electrical machine selections for your needs, and that's also a good feature of the tool.
Good. Somebody is asking, do you plan to provide training sessions for users? I think we already explained that we will have, we have already 4 training sessions set up, and you will get a note after this event with the registration for those training events.
Yeah, I could add also maybe one feature. We discussed already that what would be the improvement of this tool, and in the marine market, colleagues may agree with me also that we are working quite a lot with the budgets. We need to make the budget of the whole vessel construction in order to understand the investment amount of investment needed for this particular project. And we believe that the big improvement in the near future could be also to be able to deliver the budgetary quotes via this tool to our customers for the whole system designs.
Great.
So we in practice see that the next step, bigger step, is that there will be also commercial information available through this tool. And I see that it will help also in the vessel design to even more cut the whole investment analysis. So in practice, when you have an idea of the power plant and propulsion, then you can speculate that what kind of electric system is the most advanced and bring the best benefits to the owner or to the customer.
We have one more question about the data privacy, and that is an important thing, so I will take this one. If user saves a project, can Danfoss access the project? We own the tool, so yes, we have access to the backend and to the project, but of course it goes without saying that we will not share and the projects are safe. They are only there for your use, and if you contact us and want to start working on the project, you will share the project with us. So the project data is secured, but yes, we do have access for everything in the tool. I don't have any other comments or questions from the audience, so I think we will say thank you, especially to all our guests. Thank you for taking the time and joining the event. Really inspiring. Thank you for everyone for watching. We will share this event with an on-demand recording so you can watch it later. We will also answer all the questions you have after the event, so please contact us. Like Erno said, we have training sessions open for those who are interested to help you get started with the tool. You will receive a thank you note and registration link for those training events. Thank you so much and have a great day.